I see why the government's made the decision. However, I do feel that um, I feel that students have clearly not been consulted much in the decision being made, because I think students have never been poorer, to be honest, especially in London in particular. It's so hard to be a student in London. And so I think that this is obviously, it's not going to be great for many students. I think that the maintenance loan for London University should be increased even more, actually, because I think living in London is so, so hard. But there's so many great universities in London, and I see why so many people want to study here and live here. But currently, it's not enjoyable for students because of the cost, I would say. I feel that the government actually needs to spend more on higher education. I think that is like the root of the problem. And I feel like all these things, increasing tuition fees, it's kind of just it's like putting a plaster on like a huge wound, you know? It's not actually solving the root problem, which I think is that the government needs to spend more on higher education.
I think the raise in tuition fee is particularly interesting because it's actually, I view it as a part of an ongoing problem. And I think a huge leg of that problem is international students and how high international student fee is. Currently, it stands at somewhere around 23 to 25K, which is approximately all 3 years combined for a home student.
Thinking about the price of university was a big thing, whether I could actually afford to move here. Um, so I think of why the increase is going up, and also inform incoming students so that they can make like an informed decision, and also they don't disregard university just because of the increase.
London obviously has its own minimum wage, which is different from the rest of the UK because of how much more expensive it is to live here. So I think it would be really beneficial to also consider how that's reflected in when student loans are repaid and how they're repaid.